2018 Braun run, here we go. Part whatever the hell, and things you can use when people say Dragon Ball doesn't have good writing, everything Goku and Frieza. In Dragon Ball, we know very obviously that the characters of Goku and Frieza are presented as polar opposites. But it's the parallels that they share that make the conflict and tension probably the best in Dragon Ball. Both of these people are shaped by their own origins and shaped by their own power. However, they share vastly different ideals and philosophies. As we know the rundown about Goku, he's a Saiyan warrior who's driven by his constant want to improve himself on top of his need to protect the people that he loves. And in this pursuit of higher powers led him to face stronger, more nasty, more evil opponents, and this all culminates in what we see as Frieza. On top of Goku's physical strength, he also has strength in his morality. From the humility and the teachings of Master Roshi, Goku inherently has become a champion of the weak. All of these traits and qualities are a hard juxtaposition to what we know Frieza to be. Frieza, on the other hand, is the embodiment of tyranny and evil. Frieza, the self-proclaimed emperor of the universe, has absolute power and he wields it with cruelty. Opposite of Goku, he's driven by a lust for domination. He does not see friendship, he does not see companionship, he does not have any regard for life. He only sees those around him as a means to an end so he could conquer the world. Whereas Goku's strength comes from his sense of love, his want to improve, and his duty to protect those that he loves, Frieza's strength comes from fear, hatred, and tyranny. Oh, and I can't forget to mention arrogance. Frieza's very fucking arrogant. Despite their differences, the similarities are what drive home how complex the relationship between Goku and Frieza really is. As the readers, we both know that they were born with extraordinary potential. They differ is that Goku was only able to come into this power with the help of friends, mentors, and other people along the way. Frieza's power, however, is innate and unchallenged until he meets Goku. This clash represents a tale as old as time, hard work versus talent. Goku's relentless pursuit of self-improvement versus Frieza's complacency and reliance on his inherent might. Furthermore, their fight on Namek kind of serves as the conduit to showcase us what exactly is going on between this clash of worldviews. Goku becomes a Super Saiyan, and he becomes a Super Saiyan through intense desperation and emotion. His anger that he let a comrade die in front of him, his desperation to stop Frieza, and the hurt he felt at the prospect of never being able to see Krillin again all culminated in this, the Super Saiyan. In contrast, Frieza becomes a lot more desperate, illogical, and irrational. And the reason he's becoming those things is because he's realizing that his power is not absolute. The power that he once thought to be uncontested is now being contested and overcame, and because that's happening, it's revealing a very fragile interior that Frieza didn't show us. Finally, I believe the most striking part of the parallel is how they both react to victory and defeat. Goku, regardless in win or loss, is still humble. He still seeks to grow. He still seeks more. At every point, Goku looks at a fight as a lesson, and he's going to continue to try to develop himself further from that. Frieza here, with his arrogance and with his ego, could not believe that somebody who he saw inferior could defeat him. That would go with anybody, because Frieza thought himself to be above everyone. His hubris, his arrogance, and his ego all have led to his downfall. I think in this way, both Frieza and Goku represent two sides of the same coin. They're both very strong. They're both very determined. However, one is governed by selfishness and ego. The other is governed by curiosity and selflessness. I hope y'all didn't think we were done. Beyond that, both of these characters are able to challenge the narrative truths that they both held, and they both walk away differently from these fights. First, we'll go with how Goku challenged Frieza's narrative truth. I kind of touched on it a little bit a couple minutes ago, but Frieza's narrative truth was one of absolute superiority. He thought himself above everyone and that nobody could defy him. This was more than personal arrogance for Frieza. This was a personal truth that he held that had gone uncontested for years. Frieza's narrative of superiority was his unmatched power and the fact that he was able to govern the universe through fear. Where Goku truthfully challenges this narrative truth that Frieza holds is when he becomes a Super Saiyan. And I believe irony is something that's overlooked in writing, but this is very ironic and I think Toriyama did a great job of this. Frieza wiped out the Saiyans because of the fear that one day one might rise up against him. Not only did Goku prove the Super Saiyan myth wasn't a myth, he also is the weakest Saiyan in recorded history that we know of. Goku's transformation is a direct challenge to Frieza's narrative truth because the myth that he dismissed became reality, and that reality became something that he could not destroy or control. The final, which I think is most important nail in the coffin to Frieza's worldview, was the fact that Goku spared him. It had been preached to us time and time again over and over and over that the strongest are often the most ruthless. Until Goku becoming a Super Saiyan, that had been proven true because there was nobody more evil, more vile, more nasty than Frieza, and there was also nobody stronger. Frieza's power was based in ruthlessness and murder. Goku showed us that power lies in restraint. In the Funimation dub, Goku told Frieza that he destroyed his pride. I think he did something different. I think he destabilized Frieza's worldview entirely. In conclusion, Frieza's worldview was destroyed not only in a physical way, but also in a philosophical way. The tall tale of his superiority, the myth of his invincibility, was all taken down by that guy. On the contrary, Frieza did the exact same thing for Goku, but strictly in a philosophical sense. He challenges Goku's beliefs about the fairness of battle and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. Goku walks into that battle with Frieza with the same naivete that Vegeta had been warning him against the entire arc. Goku thought as a warrior that was pure of heart, he had the skills necessary to be able to protect his friends and defeat Frieza. However, Frieza's actions make Goku confront the reality about evil, and it makes him understand the limitations of his own reality. That reality being that he can save people from the consequences of their own actions. The reality that everyone can be redeemed through combat. The reality that everyone deserved a second chance. Throughout this battle, Frieza shows Goku a level of brutality that he's never seen from anyone before. Frieza exploits how much more powerful he is than Goku. He exploits the surrounding people, knowing that Goku would jump into harm's way to save others. At one point, Frieza tried to destroy the planet because of his unwillingness to fight Goku fairly. Goku believes fights should be fought with honor and with fairness. Frieza's action drove home a point that the Namek Saga was telling us from the very beginning. True evil cannot be reasoned with and dealt with by conventional means. As Goku witnesses the way Frieza fights and witnesses his cruelty, something happens. His desperation, anger, and hurt grows. This forces Goku to look within and hold up a mirror to everything he is at this point. And that's when he becomes the legendary warrior awakened by fury known as the Super Saiyan. The Super Saiyan being a stark contrast to what Goku usually relies on, which is his calm determination. The transformation and Goku's actions after that are pivotal to what I'm talking about. They're pivotal because at this moment, Goku understands that his belief in fairness, his belief in honor, is not something that's going to get him a win here. His kind-hearted demeanor was replaced by something more sinister. It was replaced by raw primal power that he never really wanted to use in the first place. The reality of evil really sets in for Goku when he tries to give Frieza a second chance despite everything he's learned already. Even as a Super Saiyan, Goku tries to revert back to his initial worldview that everybody can be reasoned with and everybody could deserve a second chance. Goku gave Frieza energy, and with that energy, Frieza prioritized his ego and his hubris over his life and attempted to attack Goku. This moment forces Goku to face the facts. There are people, there are beings that words alone, not even fights alone, will reach. He has to be less naive about his ideals of mercy and forgiveness. Not everybody can be redeemed, not everybody deserves to be redeemed, and some people should just be left with the consequences of their own actions. This ideological shift is marked with Goku standing above Frieza, blasting him, looking down, and leaving Namek. In conclusion, Frieza made Goku understand that this shit is not sweet. The triumph of good over evil is not as clear-cut or black and white as he used to believe it was. That there must be some sort of discernment when he's deciding who to spare and who not to spare. Who gets a second chance, who does not. And that's something that carries on with Goku throughout the rest of the time we see him in Dragon Ball. Holy shit, this might be my longest video ever, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. Please, if you made it all the way through this shit, bro, type Shenron in the comments. That's how I'm gonna know who actually made it all the way through.